Nothing is more exciting than moving out for the first time and having real freedom.
Hey, I'm Alex.
And I'm Phillip.
And we teach you what you need to know about your personal finances using words you can understand without boring you to death.
Because adulting shouldn't suck. If you're new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, click on the bell so you get the notifications, and in the comments below, leave a comment about what you're excited about when you move out for the first time.
You don't learn how to move out in high school or college. It's just something people do, and then they figure it out along the way.
Hopefully.
Yeah. In this video, we're going to teach you 5 things we wish we knew before we moved out.
Coming in at thing number 1, we wish we would have known how expensive it is. Like paying for rent, security deposit, deposits for your utilities, the small stuff like furnishing your place with pots, pans, bathroom garbage cans, a toothbrush holder, a shower curtain. This is expensive.
So stay within your budget and get your crap used, right? So go to Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp, or if you have to get furniture and you want it to be a little bit nicer, just go to IKEA. Stay cheap and stay within your budget.
Yeah, you're gonna have to like cut back on things like your spending habits, like getting coffee every day, or maybe your subscriptions with like Netflix, Hulu. Use your moms, have them like convince them to get you on that little family plan type thing, so they can pay for it and you don't have to, but you still gotta use it. Cut back.
Try to use your neighbor's Wi-Fi.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully they don't have a password.
Yeah.
Number 2, you're gonna need to have roommates and hopefully they clean up after themselves, right? So what if your roommate isn't a clean person? I mean, let's be honest, most people aren't. And they take a big fat shit and it sticks to the side of the toilet, right? And then you have a shit stain down the side of the toilet and they don't clean up. They don't clean it up. And then you have to treat them like a kid and be like, hey man, can you go clean the toilet? That's disgusting. Or you got dudes for roommates and they don't know how to aim and they don't lift the seat and they piss everywhere, right? I don't want to clean that up. You probably don't want to be the one to clean it up. Maybe you're the one that does it, right? I don't know. But you probably need roommates in order to afford living on your own in the first place, so choose wisely.
Choose so wisely. Like, what happens if they don't want to clean up the pee? Are you going to clean it up? I'd be fighting somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I say these things because I've had these experiences with roommates. Yeah.
Coming in at number 3, knowing how to cook. Do you know how to cook? I mean, I kind of knew how to cook, but I didn't really know how to cook. If you don't know how to cook, you're going to have to ask, your parents or somebody to teach you the basics, right? If you do know how to cook, do yourself a favor, go on Pinterest, save yourself some simple recipes, and use that thing. It'll help save your life. Also, buy a crock pot. That thing's amazing. Leave it, set it, forget it, eat it later. It's awesome. When I moved out, I lived with a girlfriend for a long time, and she spoiled me, and she did my laundry and folded my clothes and cooked all my food. And then when we broke up, I pretty much just ate out every day for the rest of my life because I didn't want to cook.
He was a man child.
It was hard. But I was clean, so I still did all my cleaning stuff. So that's important. But so, I had to relearn how to be a grown-up with cooking, and it sucked. But I can cook again, so that's cool.
He hit me up. He's like, hey man, I haven't had to cook for myself in a while. You got any basic recipes? So do yourself a favor, learn some basic recipes, and it's gonna save you a lot of money because eating out is freaking expensive. Don't do that. Just learn some basic stuff and get good at those 3 or 4 meals.
Yeah.
Number 4, having roommates can get old. I mean, let's be real. Most people have the ideal people they want to live with. Usually they're your friends, and at first, it's awesome. It's like a party with your friends all the time.
Every day sleepover.
Yeah, except it'll probably get old at some point, right? Depends on their habits.
Yeah.
Some people are dirty, some people are clean, like we talked about. Some people that you live with eat your food, and when you're broke, that's something that really sets you off.
Yeah.
Right? When you're not making much money, and then you come home and you're wanting a bag of chips or whatever it is, and your roommate ate it while you were gone. Yeah, that's a good way to piss you off. Or maybe they're not good with money, and they're constantly late with their share of the bills, and you can't pay your rent on time because they don't have their money.
Yeah. When you're finding a roommate, you need to pretty much interview these people like they're for a job. You need to ask them how much money they make. Are they responsible? Are they clean? Are they dirty? Who has each role? Okay, you're gonna clean this day, I'm gonna clean that day. You need to be open with, your money and your expectations, and they need to do the same. And you guys need to set up the boundaries early and in the beginning and make sure that they're kept and followed.
I know one of the worst things is if you clean the house and then you went to work or apartment, whatever you live in. You go to work, you come home, your roommate had a bunch of people over and they trashed the place, and that's what you come home to? But if you set those boundaries in advance of like, hey man, clean your shit, clean up after your friends, you know, then you don't have to have those arguments. It saves you a lot of time.
Last up, coming in at number 5, find a place that's safe. Obviously, the most important thing is finding a place to live, right? But, I mean, is this place actually, like, safe? Did you look any of that stuff up? Knowing what you're moving into or where you're moving into is super important.
So I didn't do any of this the first time I moved out, and my apartment got broken into twice. Once on the bottom story, once on the third story, and my car got broken into. Yeah, so lesson learned there. But even if you ask landlords if the apartment complex is safe or wherever you're moving, if it's a safe neighborhood, they're probably either not going to tell you or they're just going to tell you, of course it is, because they want you to move in. So do yourself a favor, do some research before you move in or even before you go on a tour, and save yourself some time if it's not a safe community.
Yeah, like my apartments were super nice and bougie, but my car was still broken into. And it could have been my fault, you know, because I used to drive in through the parking lot through the apartments parking lot with my system blasting, and it was all loud. It was like boom, boom, boom. And then it got broken into and they stole my system. So don't make yourself a target, you know, keep that type of stuff down, and, you know, don't make yourself a target in your apartments. But anywho, you can also check out like crimerate.com, and that's going to let you know what the crime rate is in that like area or zip code. You can also go to watchdogs.us, and that's going to tell you how many sex offenders are in your area, because I mean, nobody wants to be living by them people. So, you know,
Nope.
check it out.
So do yourself a favor. If you have a bad gut feeling about a place, trust your gut feeling and don't live there, right? It's not worth it if you don't feel safe where you live.
Yeah.
A good example too of doing your research before you move into a place. My wife's sister, so my sister-in-law, was looking at a place that she was excited because she could afford it. This is a couple years ago. And she was all set to move in, but my wife and I did a little bit of research ahead of time and found that there were like dozens of sex offenders living in that area. So she absolutely scrapped that idea, chose not to live there, and moved somewhere else so that she would be safe.
Moving out for the first time is super exciting, but you want to do your research and you want to make sure that you do it right. That way you're not like regretting it and, you know, not happy with your decision.
So we learned all this stuff through experience, and we want to share it with you so you don't have those same experiences, or you at least know what to expect.
If you like this video, make sure you hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. In the comments below, let us know if you have any questions.
And make sure you share this with your friends.